Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and finally welcome to Portugal. I'm so happy that we're here, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that we made it here last week and I shared some of my first impressions, some of my emotions about this place because it's absolutely gorgeous. The city of Coimbra, where we are right now, is located right in the middle of the country and in between the two largest cities, Lisbon and Porto, and actually this is the third largest, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we actually didn't know much about this place before arrival because we were focusing mainly on choosing the best spots for our business project. We were choosing the incubator, we were thinking if it's the right environment to grow our business, and somehow we forgot to learn what is this place for living. And now we have like the second prize basically, because we've realized that this is the city we want to live in. It's absolutely fantastic. It has the right size, the right weather, absolutely fantastic people, kitchen, and everything we need. So we are enjoying it here so much. And yeah, now I just want to recommend it to anyone. And yeah, what I wanted to tell you today is actually not my first impressions, but mainly how you deal with all things when you just arrive to the country, how you register, how you get your NIF number, how you find the apartment, and many other things. So again, my videos are like step-by-step guides so that you can do things on your own without the help of any agencies or other people. So yeah, just put your notes down, and of course don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, maybe you can also write me a message on Instagram, whatever you want. So let's get started. Let me start the story from the very beginning, how we got to Portugal. And actually our journey was quite long. We started in Armenia, in Yerevan. From there we took a flight to Barcelona. We basically didn't have much to do in Barcelona, just visited our friends and enjoyed the city. And this was, on the other hand, a very smart decision to stay there for more than a day, because a piece of my luggage was lost on the way. We had the layover in Athens, so luggage was somewhere in Athens, and they could only deliver it in 24 hours, which was still okay for us because we stayed like 1.5 days. So we got our luggage back and continued to Lisbon, having all things with us. So it was no problem. And that's a good tip for you, I suppose, to have enough time in every stop you have on the way, because something unpredictable can always happen and you need to figure this out and you need time for that. But now let's move on. We came to Lisbon and what things we did there. I would remind you guys that we came to Portugal with a tourist visa, so we didn't do the D2 visa. In Portugal, it's still possible to come on a tourist visa of any country, so the Schengen area includes many countries, as you know. So we came with a Spanish visa, and now we will collect all documents to apply for the residence permit. And one of the things which is needed, you need to be registered at SEF. SEF is the Border and Migration Service of Portugal. So if you stay in a hotel or in hostel or somewhere else, they need to register you as a foreigner who legally came to the country. Otherwise, you may get fined or something else when you start applying for the residence and they see that there is no evidence on how you came to the country. So yeah, and because we don't have much money, we decided that we can stay in hostel, and normally they all should do it. Like, it doesn't matter what size, what type of the place, even if it's an Airbnb, they can still register you on their address, but people need to know about this and they need to be legal to do that. And when we stayed at our hostel, I suppose that it was an illegal hostel because they didn't have any sign on the street that, hey, this is our hostel, this is the entrance, and things like that. So we were like first lost. And then the story was that I talked to the owner, or to the host. I don't know who he was. He was like, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I can do it. And then eventually he gave us the contact of probably the landlady or someone more responsible for this place than him. And he said, yeah, send this person your passport details and then they will register. However, we didn't get any reply for our messages on WhatsApp. And this was super weird and super not nice from them, because I think if you cannot really do it, if you work illegally, just say, no, sorry, I cannot do it. But maybe they were scared, maybe there was some other reason. But the good point is that after Lisbon, we moved already to the other place, and then we stayed at another hostel, and it was still okay to do the registration there, because as far as I know, you should do it within 3 days of your arrival to Portugal. So we stayed 2 days in Lisbon, and the third night was at this hostel in another city, so it was still okay. The other important thing we had to do in Lisbon is to get the NIF number. This is one of the most important things in Portugal, to get this number, because without it you cannot rent the apartment, you cannot open the bank accounts, you cannot do many other things. And when you start living here, you also use it when you go shopping, when you go to restaurants. And yeah, hopefully soon I will figure out the entire system, how it works, and we'll make another video about this. But what I know now is that when you first arrive to the country, this is the first thing you have to do. And we wanted to do it in Lisbon in particular because there is a problem in the country with this number, or getting this number as a foreigner. There is an old law and there is a new law. And the new law says that you can go to any Finanças or financial office, whatever. You go there, you only show your passport and provide with a paper confirming your registration address, which can be in your home country, it can be in Portugal, doesn't matter. So you just give it. In our case, we only provided with a bank statement from the Russian bank, so there was a Russian address written there. And that was it. We got it just in 15 minutes, like easy peasy. Nothing was spent on that. And at the same time, there is an old law which said that you should go to the financial office with a local person or the Portuguese passport holder who would be your guarantor for getting this number. And this is kind of a problem because not many of foreigners have a local person to go to the financial office with them. And yeah, I heard a lot of stories when you print this new law and you go to the financial office and you show them, hey, this is the law, you should give it for me for free and without the local person. And the employees, they simply didn't know this or they don't know how to do it. And that's why you have a lot of problems. And eventually, I know that people go to the agents, they pay money and they get it. Of course, this is maybe not too much, like around $100 or euros. Anyway, if there is a chance not to spend it, why would you spend it? So yeah, we were lucky to find out the information about this particular Finanças, and we went there, and as I said, we had absolutely no problem getting this number. Also in Lisbon, we had to go to the Russian embassy to get the certificate of criminal records. I already mentioned this point in my previous video because we made an appointment much earlier to get it on this particular date on our arrival. And this was super easy. We just came to the embassy, we filled out the form, we said that we need this certificate, and yeah, that was it. We hopefully should get it in a couple of weeks. Then what else we did in Lisbon was, yeah, we met some of my friends and we got the SIM cards. And this is also quite an interesting story because at first I thought there are several operators and we can go to different offices and check what they offer and choose what fits better to us. However, I realized later that it doesn't matter because when you just come, you don't make a contract. So there are two different ways how you can get the SIM card. The first one is you get it like prepaid SIM cards and the contract SIM cards. And if you don't have a contract, it doesn't matter what operator you have. Or you can, of course, check for more information about their coverage and many other things. But in terms of the packages, they're all the same. They all cost around 20 euros per month, and you only get 5 gigabytes of the mobile data, which is nothing for us, because if I don't have any free Wi-Fi anywhere, then I use 5 gigabytes just like in 2-3 days. And in this sense, it doesn't matter which operator you choose. So my recommendation would be, as you're in the airport, just go to Vodafone. This is the only office I could find at the airport in Lisbon. So get the SIM card from them. And then when you figure out more about what operator you need or what kind of contract you want to make and what they can offer as a part of the contract, then you can easily change the operator without changing your phone number, as far as I understood that. So just don't waste your time and buy the SIM cards at the airports, because in our case, we spent some time going to different offices. And then at one office, I will not tell which operator this was, but I came there and they said, oh, sorry, but today it's rainy day and my colleague who is in charge of this prepaid SIM cards, he's simply not here. And I was just like, wow, this is super interesting and not fun, because it was a rainy day and we were all wet there, and they said, sorry, we cannot sell you the SIM card. And yeah. So after Lisbon, we went to Figueira da Foz, which is a coastal city. And at the very beginning, we even thought to live there because we checked the prices and they were a bit cheaper than in Coimbra. And the distance is not so big. So like it's 1 hour by train from Coimbra to Figueira. And we thought, yeah, if our incubator is here, 1 hour is quite okay for us to move. But when we came there, we thought, yeah, maybe it was a great decision that we're not staying here, because it's super relaxed atmosphere. I know that for some people this is an advantage, and we even met some Russian-speaking startuppers who moved there with families, so they're super happy. They have a lot of space, their pets for their kids, and they have great nature, the ocean. But for us, living in a bit bigger city is better. So after staying for a couple of days in Figueira, we moved to Coimbra. And as soon as we arrived, we started checking different websites. You probably know about the Lista, then something else. I can't recall it now, but there are around 4 websites that we checked. And also a Facebook marketplace. I know that in many countries, people don't really use it or use it only for selling secondhand stuff. But here, it's also quite a tool for searching the apartment. And I found one nice apartment there. I sent a message. And what we also did, we created a small presentation about us, like around 5 pages, like who we are professionally, what we do in our free time, why we're perfect tenants. And we sent this presentation with an every hello message to every landlady or landlord. And we were super lucky that one of the first messages we sent via this marketplace on Facebook was positive. The person said, okay, you can just come to view the apartment. And when we came, we thought that this is exactly what we need because the location is ideal for us. It's 20 minutes walk to our incubator and 15 minutes walk to the city center. And we were like, yeah, can we please get it? And then, we started talking to the lady and her mother. They too were at the apartment viewing. And somehow we got this personal contact. It was super nice to communicate, although their English wasn't so good, but it doesn't matter. And this positive vibe that all of us had, I guess this was the most important thing. And yeah, let's see how the apartment looks like. So this is our second day in the apartment and it's still absolutely empty. So just that you imagine how empty it is, just look at the place which was called our bed for the nearest couple of days or even a week probably. So we don't have a bed, we don't have a mattress, just like nothing. You don't want to buy all things new, especially at the beginning, because you don't know what exactly you're going to need. Of course, as a girl, I want to make it like beautiful and have some concepts for the living room, for the bedroom. That is why for the first 1 or 2 months, we're going to use secondhand things, which I quite admire, because you help someone by taking their stuff, sometimes for free, sometimes for little money. And we've just arrived actually from one of those places. I posted in one Facebook group that I would gladly take someone's secondhand stuff if you want to throw it away, or give us some little money, then call me. I'm here. And one lady actually responded to my request. She said that she just bought a new house for her family, and the previous owner left a lot of things which were pretty new, but she's not going to use it because they have their own stuff already. And I said, yeah, sure, then I can come and see what there is and just take it. So she didn't post it, she didn't make an ad, or she didn't post it at the OLX, which is also the website for the secondhand stuff. Yeah, we just started chatting, and she sent me some pictures, what she has, and let's go and see what we got from her. Still, it's a lot of mess here. Yeah, so first of all, we got this cool carpet. It's, as my boyfriend says, quite a good quality, because yeah, it's not a plastic or something else. It's quite natural, and it feels really, really fluffy. Although it's not really my style of the, this color, this kind of flowers and stuff. But yeah, when it's for free, and especially during the winter, we have this stone floor, and it's gonna get cold at some point, and we think that covering the floor with the carpets is the best what we can do. And of course, buying a new one would cost us quite a lot, but this one is, yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, and let's see what stuff we got for the kitchen. There's the entire box we've got. So this is like a coffee pot, or like a thermal teapot, whatever, I don't know. Then we got this. Of course, it's just for the first couple of months of using, and then we're gonna get our own things. So here we got some bowls, some salads, dishes, then some glasses. They look quite okay, I think. Maybe they're not new, but you would never identify whether they were new if you drink from it. Then the small green ones, I don't know, maybe sooner or later I'll start using them for putting a candle or something else inside, but so far they look like you can use it for drinking. And yeah, actually a lot of other things which I'm quite happy about. So you can use this advice also for moving to another country, or if you move to Portugal, then just find the groups and post what you need. And I'm pretty sure that people have a lot of stuff that they're not using anymore, or they want to buy a new thing, but they think, oh, where I gonna leave my old thing? So yeah, don't hesitate, contact other people and ask. And that's also a good thing to start communication and integration into the local communities. So I'm making this video already a couple of days later after I filmed this part with showing you the apartment. And as of today, we already have the home internet, which is super convenient, and it happened quite fast. I already told you that we got the SIM cards from Vodafone, and we decided to make the home internet also with them. This is not a promotion, of course. Yeah, but anyway, the internet is good, the coverage is good, and yeah, I'm glad that it happened quite fast. But what you also need for making the contract is your NIF number, which is funny. They didn't even ask me about the contract for the apartments, but they asked me for the NIF number. So yeah, Just another proof how important NIP number is. Anyway, I should finish this video because it's getting quite long. And yeah, actually I have to tell you the secret that today is Monday and we have our first appointment, our first meeting with the incubator. But this is going to be another video, so stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye!